It will penetrate, but not that deep. That's what she said. Anyways, just the look, the slow little crack of a smile and the look over.
What you're saying is the black one penetrates deeper?
Out of it's so funny. It's like, you go to Japan, what's one of your favorite things? Dude, this convenience store coffee, absolutely amazing.
I know, right? Like, convenience store coffee in Japan.
Absolutely
Shits on Starbucks in America.
And it was I think it was like only 160 yen. It was, or like, no, it was either 160 or 210 yen. But again, every time I went to a store, like I would buy one. And I was talking to a friend, and we were like thinking, like, oh, instead of like a drinking game, it'll be like a really funny thing to do. It's like where you start and where you finish.
You know, I think you've mentioned drinking games on every episode so far.
I don't have.
And like we never talk about drinks any other time except for when we're sitting here on being recorded. So like you look like a degenerate. Like
I am drunk. Totally. Well, I did get buzzed 2 nights in a row in Japan, though.
Well, I'm old.
Well, that's the thing. After Japan, like I got buzzed. Okay. Look, I'll first tell the game, and then I'll tell when I was buzzed. We were thinking, it's like, whatever destination you're going to, every time you pass the Family Mart or like 7-Eleven or anything like that, you had to get a kombini chicken.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get the fried chicken?
No.
Dude, oh my gosh. That was like the first... that's what I got like the first night.
I was on a seaweed wrap kick, dude. I was like, dang, these are good.
Okay, that is true. The onigiri, that's all I had when I went to Kobe, because I remember one day, like, I wasn't jet lagged, my body was like adjusting. It was like 2 a.m. I'm like, I'm hungry. So I literally just walked to the Family Mart, got like 2 things of like spicy fried chicken, then came back. Oh.
2 a.m.
Dude, I was just like 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I'm like, I'm hungry. It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm hungry. I'll be back. I just walked over there.
Just thinking about you getting up at 2 a.m. to get food makes me yawn.
You're like, I'm too old for this. Well, we'll get into that. But here's the thing. I'm Brandon, and he's Ryan. And I did that wrong.
Yeah, you did. Really wrong. That's how long it's been. It's been a while since we recorded.
No, it's I'm Brandon, he's Ryan, and then you say, and this is Bridgie Otacos.
You know, I'm going to do the intro.
That's the intro.
To you from...
Oh, right.
Wow.
I forgot about that bit.
Okay, I think we found out who has an older brain.
I got dementia.
Okay, so I'll do it. That's fine. All right, so coming to you from a dumpy little garage in the San Fernando Valley.
I'm Brandon, and he's Ryan, and welcome to Bridging Otacos. Gosh, the funny thing is, I remember roasting you being like, you kept getting it wrong, and then as soon as you come back, I just immediately crap the bed.
That's funny. Dude, I'm like, wait, that's not our intro? Like, I thought you were messing around for a second.
I thought I had it, like, I remember that part.
You're fired. You're fired. Leave your mics and go home.
It's like, damn, second job. Just kidding. But because like at work too, they'll even be like, when they're like, okay, we're having a meeting, like, well, Brandon, we appreciate everything. You're fired.
Oh, that's something we could do real quick. Let's do a quick
fire me.
No, quick fire you. We should. You are fired for your free work.
I'm taking half of my.
How bad you have to be to get fired for free work. I'm sure there's people out there. I'm sure I'll like to happen to me, bro.
It's just like,
dang.
It's like you just
I'm gonna improve your life.
I commit arson one time by accident, but you know what happens? It's like we were in a bakery.
Let's catch people up, I guess, like what's happened since the last time we recorded, which a lot has happened, right?
To some degree,
so
yeah.
we both had went to Japan already.
Yes, we
on
both.
The last episode, so it's after that.
No. That was before Japan. I think.
No, we recorded one after Japan.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, then we'll have to
double check. We were talking about what you were doing there.
Oh, right. Yeah. And how I said I don't like
Kyoto. I don't remember. So we'll talk a little bit about Japan, but not too much.
I need to go to the doctor. I finally got medical insurance though, so that is going to help.
So let's update them. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm having another kid.
Yay! We're not in a jazz bar being like, oh yeah, like get the coffee cup. You know, like
jazz. It's golf.
I've heard golf. It's
poems, like poetry slams.
Poetry. There you go. That stuff. When you say golf, it's like yes.
Just do it to be a.
Just pretend
to be an a-hole.
Yeah, it's like you pretentious.
It's like, and then you're so mad at I'm at you.
It's like, yeah.
This is what I'm doing right now.
It's like just good vibes.
How much I care.
Just good vibes.
I'm just playing the world's smallest violin because how much I care.
I also like that song by AGR.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, I'm having a kid. What else happened? California burned to the ground.
More or less, yes.
We didn't have an episode during that.
No. Except if you just look outside, it was red.
It was bad. It was bad, but I mean, we were fine.
Thankfully,
you guys were fine.
For the most part.
Yeah.
We had a few scattered like around us, but the winds always shifted away from us.
And like the areas that burned were crazy, dude. Like Beverly Hills,
Pacific
Palisades, which is, if you guys don't know what those are, if you're not from the LA area, that's basically like where like Steven Spielberg lives, who made Jurassic Park, Michael Bay, who made, Transformers, like all of
He made explosions. Michael Bay, every movie, just explosion fest.
He probably started the fire. He's a pyrotechnic, a pyromaniac.
It's just like you come to find out Michael Bay was secretly filming.
It's like I was trying to make, I don't know,
Transformers 7.
They didn't give me anything to blow up in a while. So.
He's like, demo, kaboom.
But to his credit, I mean, Transformers being a Japanese IP, right? He did a pretty good job with making it
pretty good.
The
first. I've noticed like a lot of
considering
movies.
it's pop culture,
That's true.
And it's not really anime. That's created. So I would.
What would we classify?
It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. I would consider it a cartoon. Like it's a good cartoon. It's not. It's a little more Americanized for some reason.
I was gonna say, is Transformers? When he said it was Japanese, I thought it was American. Transformers.
I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. If I'm wrong, then dang. Because I've seen a lot of Optimus Prime stuff in Japanese packaging, unless they just marketed it to the Japanese.
Probably because of Mecha, all that stuff.
Because of Gundam.
Well, we'll ask the editor.
Mecha and Gundam, did you see? Someone else picked up the Netflix, not Netflix, the Gundam live action movie.
Oh, I thought
it was being produced. Oh, Netflix was producing it.
Yeah.
With Spielberg. Mm-hmm. Or he's part. I don't know if Spielberg's producing it, but he's definitely a part of it.
Right.
And Netflix dropped it, but guess who picked it up? You're not gonna know, but I'll make a good educated guess based on movies that have been made in the past. I think a production company.
Oh wait, no, it's gonna. What's the guy that made Pacific Rim?
Okay. Explain that. You don't have to know the company's name, but explain
Explain the director.
Like basic. I don't know how to say this. I'm trying to say it without giving you the answer. But
it's been early.
Put it this way: you're right. It's the same. It's not the same director, but it's the same
company. Paramount? No. Paramount's the one that has the stars around the mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not Sony, not PlayStation.
But you're right. You're right, but you just don't have the word for it. But you're right. It's the same company. That company that made Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Is the production company is the one producing, producing, now going to produce the Gundam.
You know what? I'm surprised if they don't bring in the guy, Don. Oh my gosh, what's the name of the guy?
Guillermo del Toro?
Guillermo del Toro. I'll be surprised if they don't bring him in because...
I don't think so. Because someone has rights to this IP right now to license in America, and they obviously Netflix sold it to Legendary. Well, I just told you.
Yeah, Legendary.
It's Legendary.
I almost applied for an internship there.
I mean, it kind of should be them. They made Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's like they did a pretty dang good job, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's not... Let's be honest. If you're going to stay true to the original Godzillas, it's going to be garbage, because have you ever watched the original Godzillas?
Very slow.
It is not... It's not as cool as you remember it to be.
I've seen the meme when Godzilla's like on his tail and he's like just hovering to like double kick. Yeah, I freaking love that clip.
I mean, it's good. It has its sense of like nostalgia and its sense of like, oh wow, this is what things used to be like.
Yeah,
but come on, the new Godzillas are way better.
Yeah, you gotta
I don't like the Godzilla versus Kong thing though.
No,
I don't like. It's too.
Godzilla, was it Godzilla -1 that it was?
That one was good.
People said so many good things, and I just didn't go to the theaters, and I don't know why I didn't. I think I was busy, or by the time I had time, it was already out.
I didn't watch it in theater. I watched it on, they had it on HBO Max for a while. I don't know if it's still there, but that one I will buy a DVD Blu-ray for.
I gotta pull a Luffy to watch that one.
Perfect kind of mesh of the pacing and kind of jarringness of the original Godzillas.
Yeah.
With all the new tech and the new storytelling, and then it's like Japanese actors, Japanese vocals, right? Like
And it's crazy.
audio.
Did you hear like the budget they had too? Like it was tiny compared to like most blockbusters.
Well, I mean, that's what the Japanese are known for, man. Like they make it work, and they make it work in a beautiful way for less money. Like in reality, that's how things should be done. This whole bigger and grander thing in like American society, which a lot of people are starting to realize, like, is not
that's
not the way to go. You know what I mean? Like I have, different topic, but we have a different. But yeah, I heard that the budget was really small, and
it looks better than most blockbusters. Like
yeah.
Like, I want to go see Brave New World, the new Captain America movie.
I don't want to see it. Do you want to see that? I'm so sick of Marvel.
Okay, here's the thing. The only reason I went...
Marvel fans, I'm
No. There's definitely, like, Marvel fatigue. The only reason I went to is, one, the trailers looked kind of interesting, and the movie theater by my house was $5. So I'm like, what's $5? So I'm like, I'll go watch it. Except the movie theater I went to absolutely killed the vibe. I'm never going back there. Because it's a place where you can...
$5.
That is true, but no, like, it's also like you can order food while you're in the movie. So like before the movie starts, when all the trailers are there, this is more comfortable than those seats. Well, actually at the same time,
they're trying to pinch a penny to make a buck.
To some degree, yeah. And I feel like it was more focused on selling food rather than the movie experience. Because like you're sitting there, you're trying to watch the trailers.
And they're like, you want anything?
There's like people ordering and everything like that. I'm like, what the hell? Like you came to come to a movie to watch a movie.
I was talking about this with my dad, actually, which is kind of surprising. Man, my back is really hold on.
It just clears the table. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to perform, I almost said a colonoscopy.
It's colonoscopy. It's what's it called? It's
Spazzing?
Spazzing, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm about to get my chiropractor's license and just...
Hold on. I need to get back on. I need to sit up almost straight. Hopefully I'm not out of frame. No, I'm good. Okay. Oh, I wish I could do that right now.
Dude, no, for me, right here, it's not popping.
I do that, but it's if I'm scared to do it and then not be able to move after. You know what I mean? Because I've done it, and no, I'll just wait till my guy.
I'm 23, but I can't pop my lower back.
And just everyone knows, I'm not unhealthy. I'm actually pretty darn
active
on it. But it's
it just happens.
It just happens after you hit. I'm sure people probably know my age by now.
When you hit 50, yeah.
Things just start slipping and sliding that you don't want to slip and slide. Yeah.
I like...
Maybe they can relate to me. I used to have dreams of piloting Wing Zero.
Ooh.
Dreams of being in there. I'd be like, if I was a gun pilot, this is how it would work. This is how I would move it. And I wanted it to be real so bad. I would dream about it. And so when I went to Japan and I went into the
arcade,
the virtual arcade, the seat and everything, I was like, I could be here for days playing this.
You just come,
and then I'm
coming back. You have a beard and everything.
I'm literally thinking I came with my daughter and my wife, so I have to leave. That was an amazing experience. To some people, it's like, oh, so what's the big deal? It's like sitting in a fake car and driving. It's like, no, that was literally a dream come true. Literally a dream come true. When that's what a dream come true feels like, that was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. But what was my point of talking about movies?
Yes.
The experience.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my dad about this. He goes because my dad loves movies. My grandpa loved movies, so I think that's where I kind of get it from. But he was like, you used to go to the movies and watch a double feature. Back in the 80s, I guess. Early 80s. 80s.
Yeah.
And you would sit there for 2 movie showings. And everyone would go to, they had a remission or a break
intermission,
an intermission. And they would go get more food, snacks, go back, take a break, stretch.
Use the restroom, all that,
and go back and watch a movie.
Yeah.
So, they did that for Titanic when it came out because it was so long.
Oh yeah, because it's 3 hours, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and people enjoyed it. Now, can you imagine trying to have just the kids that we mentor, have them sit through a 3-hour movie in a theater with no tech? Literally nothing?
I would leave them at the front door.
And not knocking technology, but sometimes you guys need to get off of whatever you're watching us on and go do something in real life. It's just the whole pilot thing. You could dream about being a pilot all you want, but you're never going to be one unless you go do it, and that requires you to get off the screen.
Yeah, that's why we're going to try to move over to having YouTube and Spotify, so you can listen to us while doing things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be great. We would, because I would utilize that. But yeah, the movie experience is like something you're talking about. Like, you know, like I want to sit here. You want to immerse yourself in the experience.
Yeah.
But I think most people see movies now as like, show me something cool or special effect, you know, something that like I can't see in real life.
Yeah, you're like.
Whereas like if you look at the older movies, a lot of it is real life. Mm-hmm. It's like
it's escapism.
Taking a train to a different city that you've never been to, or like, you know, like especially like the Charlie Chaplin days, right? Mm-hmm. Like where it was all silent film.
Yeah.
And they didn't have budgets to fly to different countries and all this stuff. And I like, you know, like he was one of the first biggest like superstars, right? And his movies were like going to the grocery store, riding a horse type of deal. Like it was a comical because like he would be doing the horse riding like in a, you know, quirky or dumb fashion, quote unquote.
Or like,
along.
like falling or
how could
anything like
you know how to do that? Like it was funny, right? But like that was entertaining and people sat there and were entertained by that, right? Whereas now it's like if you like they're so like I would say that like we've designed people to be like entertainment snobs without even knowing what they're talking about. They just know like, oh, that's garbage. Like, well, how do you know that's garbage?
It's like I did not enjoy that. It's like, what's your opinion on it? I just did not.
Like for example, the Godzilla 1. Yeah. Right? Godzilla 1. If there's a scene in there, I don't know if did you watch it?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I want to.
Well, this isn't a killer, but or a spoiler, but there's a scene. You know how he powers up his what's the beam called? There's a name for it.
Not the radioactive. Not like hyper beam. Atomic beam. Yes.
Atomic beam or atomic blast?
It's atomic something.
Okay. Atomic ray. If you know what it's called, like actually know what it's called, because like, there's a name for it.
Yeah.
So back there used to be a toy, and they would power up in the old school Godzilla. His scales, his spines
would slowly go,
and they would protrude out, and I forgot about that because even in the video game it would do that too. Mm-hmm. Well, the new Godzilla, it just like he just amps up, right?
And then it just like
which is still
goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
But they gave credit to the old toy, so when he's charging up, it looks like a plastic toy that's charging up, and then it goes into live CGI, and he just blasted, and the way it travels over the land and just rips apart
everything,
nature, like atom to an atomic level, and then it hits and it just nukes. It's nostalgic and it's creative and it's modern all at the same time, and I'm like, that was done right.
It's like
that was so sick.
You want your things when you were a kid to like evolve.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Because like you got to. It's also keep in mind like the audience. Yeah. Like I was talking to my sister. Okay, well, I want to talk about Godzilla before I forget. Yeah. Do you know about the original screech that they use? Screech. Like Godzilla's roar.
Oh yeah. Like the kind of like
the cassette, and then it's like you have every time they use it, like it winds just slightly different because it's how it's used. Because I forget if it's on a cassette, a disc, or something. I think actually you told me this.
Oh, I don't know this. So probably.
Oh, so no. Yeah. But like the original recording that they have, it's so old and it's so sensitive. Like you have to get like very special clearance in order to use it in a film.
You hear it. Oh.
Because like again, it's so old that when you use it, it deteriorates just a little bit. That's so it's cool. Not so like every time you get it, it's just slightly changing, which that's crazy.
Something that has true value.
Yeah.
Right. Like NFTs and all this stuff, you could say that they're valuable, sure.
Oh my gosh, because we're so stupid.
Because we're putting value on it, right? That's the whole sense of value. It's like if people want it, then it has value. If they don't want it, no value. Yeah. Just like dirt, there's tons of it, no one wants it.
It's like the diamond and water dilemma.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. So like you have this thing that's like super like authentic and like it was done in a way that people just won't do it anymore because it doesn't make. Well, it was not a smart idea. It's not profitable. It doesn't make sense. To, it deteriorates over time. We don't need that. But I bet you that cassette is probably worth more than most of the movies being made today.
Probably, and as well like its cultural impact. Because like a lot of things, like of course people are like, oh yeah, like it costs this much, but it's just like, but what weight does it have?
It's probably priceless too, to be honest.
Yeah,
because there's only one,
and
you could maybe a backup.
And like the crazy thing is like if you hear it, like if you actually like hear it like in person, you're like, wait, I'm never hearing that again.
Yeah,
like it's just
they're not gonna play it like ever. Yeah.
And as well, like since it changes, it's like, wait, it's just one and done. Yeah. If you play it again, slightly like it eventually will change, obviously. But like when it comes to like evolving everything, I was talking to my sister. It's awesome how they like preserve stuff like that. But I was talking to my sister because she loves the show called Miraculous Ladybug that she's been watching for years. Dude, the amount of time she's rewatched that show, oh my gosh. I'd be like, what you watch? She's like, Miraculous. I'm like, this is like the 6th time, dude.
Is it anime?
It's like a French cartoon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But like, I was watching it with her at one point because the new season came out. She's like, oh yeah, this happened. I'm like, why is the art style different? What is going on here? She's like, oh yeah, they wanted to cater to like little kids, so they completely like revamped it. I'm like, you just lost your whole audience that has been there from the beginning to this point. They're like, yeah, she's like, yeah, they didn't want to go really like darker, like older stories. They wanted to keep it like kiddish. I'm like, you had all these people growing up this whole time watching that, entering that phase of life, and you choose to abandon it to go for a younger audience that they're like, okay, now you have 8 seasons to catch up with. It's like you just killed your fan base right there.
Boruto.
I have not touched that thing.
Apparently, I read an article on a comic book that there's something going on in Boruto now that is with weapons that is completely destroying like the Naruto like
not lineage,
like
heritage.
The way that they used weapons in Naruto, like they were actually ninjas or real weapons, or like there's something going on with the weapons where it's like,
oh, is it them making everybody like an android now or whatever, or cyborg?
I don't know. It's gonna be.
I don't know. Boruto fans, tell us in the comments.
There should be no Boruto fans.
The one person that's still holding on to that thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, like Naruto, again, like I need to go back and like rewatch it and everything like that, because it's been a while that I haven't like gone through it. But yeah, Boruto.
Here's a good topic. I'm on. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, like Boruto, like I started it, haven't gone back to it. Like the opening scene was so interesting, but
it was.
Yeah, and then I feel like
if they would have kept the ninja away.
Yeah, because I'm like, you probably don't care for spoilers, and I don't know if you guys care for spoilers for Boruto or something, or whatever.
That's good. Give them Boruto.
But apparently, like the reason that happened is because him and then the Kamari, whatever the other guy's name is.
People from space.
No, not them. The guy that like he adopts or whatever, like Naruto adopts, like the guy he fights in the opening scene.
Oh, the one that also has the marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, something happens, and their lives switched, so that Boruto became that guy had to live his hard life and became an outcast, and that guy got Boruto's life, and got everything he wanted. So basically, they just took the characters and swapped them, which I'm like, okay, it's kind of interesting because like, cool, Boruto went from this kid that was snot-nosed, bratty, whatever, to now like, oh, he's living his dad's life. But at the same time, I'm like, is that really the way to do it?
Multiverse stuff.
It's basically
like, oh, this is me in a different life. That's multiverse. It's the same concept as Marvel. I'm so sick of it, dude. Like it's like create something different. I'm even at the point where I'm like, I'm writing my own stuff. I'm drawing my own stuff again, and I'm like, I think I could create something better than what's going on right now. To be honest,
dude,
like in a written form, something, like
again, Brave New World. There was a scene. It was so stupid. It took like 5. It might have taken like 5 minutes of the runtime. It just felt forever.
Yeah,
where it's like maybe like beginning of the second half, beginning of the third act of the movie.
I guess we're talking about what we don't like about what's going on right now.
Yeah, I guess
there is a lot. I mean, to be honest, I was thinking like, what are we gonna talk about? Because I don't really like anything that's going on.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that right now too. But we're talking about what we don't like right now.
Yeah, it's like
we're
critiquing.
Yeah,
but there was one scene. I forget the guy's name was Silco or something. It started with an S. It was the guy from Breaking Bad, the guy that owns the chicken place, like that actor.
Gustavo?
Yeah, dude, he's so typecasted right now.
He's good.
He's good.
I like him.
But he's so typecasted. He's just like, oh yes, you're a villain for everything. It's just like, I'd like to see him like maybe try different roles.
Do a movie with him where he's like a loving grandpa.
Exactly. It's
that'd be funny. And it would have to be a comedy because people wouldn't take it seriously.
They'd be like, there's no way this actor's doing that. But it's like, he's being typecast and everything. He does a phenomenal job. But it didn't make sense because it was just like, what he talks about, because the Falcon's trying to get information from him.
Okay.
He's just like, so what about this and this and that? And everything that they're talking about is an exposition dump of what we literally just saw earlier in the movie. It's literally like, oh, did you kind of forget what happened because we didn't have Subway Surfers or Jingling Keys? Here you go. Here's everything that happened. I'm like,
you don't do that.
I'm like, you just killed the whole pacing of my opinion.
That's like rule number 1 about like writing for like just script writing. I don't know if I took a script course in college, so I know a little bit. But you don't assume the audience is dumb. You assume can we even say dumb anymore? Like you can't assume the audience is uneducated, right? You have to assume that they understand what's going on and that they're intelligent and they're intellectual, and that's what gives for good writing and good stories, right? Because even if you're not sitting there going, "Oh, I know what's going on," you should, as an audience, as an interactive audience, be like, "I want to figure this out. What's going on?" Right?
And rewatchability to figure it out.
Exactly. Like
the first three Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yeah.
Freaking love those.
Golden. Good job, Disney.
Yes.
And then you.
Okay, I remember. Why is it that if a series has more than 3 movies, the original trilogy is always so good, and then the rest, you're just like, we don't talk about that. Like for Pirates, Transformers.
It's kind of like bowling.
You went bowling right now.
Yeah, I went bowling, so I'm like on it right now. But like, when you're trying to bowl a strike, you're trying. You're even baseball. You're trying to throw strikes, right? It does not happen.
No.
Right? It just doesn't. If anyone's ever done actually any sport, anyone's ever played a sport and they're like, I'm gonna do this right now, it does not happen.
No, you're thinking about it too much.
You have to get into this mindset of great things have happened before me, and I can be a part of that if I just do my best.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when greatness happens.
Right?
It's not like you're gonna be like, I'm hitting unless you're really that good.
Calling your shots?
Yeah, you're really calling your shot. Like, I'm hitting a home run, boom, and there it is. I'm throwing a strike right now. I'm throwing, there are people that have that skill. I would assume so.
Hitting tanks.
I think Otani can do that. I really do think he can. I think they could tell him, hey, strike out right now. And he goes, okay.
Or Erickson.
Hey, right now, hit a home run. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he'll literally do it. That's what I really think that's his skill level. But if you're not that one person,
yeah, for the most part.
Okay, like, so relating it to like movies, I think it's like, they're like, oh my gosh, I have this wealth of support and creativity in front of me from these first 3 movies or stories, right? Because everything's a story, whether it's a book, a movie, a comic, doesn't matter. They're all stories. And I have to give it credit and justice, right? And I got to make it better. That's the mistake.
Yeah.
When you think you can make something great better, that's when you
start grabbing.
It's not. It's you just, in my opinion, when the mindset has to be, because it comes out in the writing, it comes out in the art, it comes out in everything, is I need to do my best and give this great piece of work my all and my credibility, right? And even if you add 0.1% better to that, it's not insanely better. People are going to be like, dang, that was good. That was perfect. Because it's like, it gave everything credit that previously happened. Plus you just added a little bit of your flavor to it.
You're just accenting it.
And you're like, that was good. And that's the secret sauce, right? Mm-hmm. That's that little tweak that like, we're like, dang, like the only anime right now that I'm like, okay, I could get on this, but it's very like, if they do one thing wrong, because it could go a wrong way, is Solo Leveling.
Okay. Gosh, you love that anime.
The anime is good. It's a good story. It's an underdog story, again, right? Underdog becoming, he's definitely going to be an OP, but that's okay, right? As long as it's done right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they can go OP, and if it goes too much in the realm of like we were talking about before, it has to be unattainable but believable in that world. Right. Yeah. So if it's something like right now, what I like about it, have you watched it? If you haven't, it's fine. You you don't care for spoilers, right?
For that one, no.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Doesn't sound like you really care for it.
I haven't. Okay. People have mentioned it a lot. You've mentioned it a lot. I don't know. I've been scattering other places whenever it comes to like what I watch anime. Like I just watched A Place Further Than the Universe.
I'll get you to watch it. Well, off of one sentence. The character reminds me of you.
I'm not a narcissist. Okay, I might watch it.
You're gonna. I'm like, this guy gives me Brandon vibes.
Oh, I don't need another reminder because, like, well, okay. Okay, I'm morbidly curious now because I just watched an anime called A Place Further Than the Universe.
Okay.
And dude, it is like I don't know what is gonna fill that like gap. Like so many people are like, oh, it's such a good anime, so inspiring. Like it, I cried like a good 3-4 times while watching it, in like the span of 4 or 5 episodes.
You're a crier, huh?
Not as much as I used to be as a kid. Oh my gosh,
Not a bad thing.
The
I'm just
waterworks, but
Are
like
you a crier? Like, do you like?
I do get emotional. I
I think
It just takes. It has to like hit a certain point for me to actually cry. I'm like, oh, I feel emotions, but like if you actually get me crying, like okay, you hit it.
Okay.
But because like in that anime, there was like certain things that certain characters did that reminded me of how I was when I was younger and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's why I watched it because like one character, she was like, I want to go on an adventure. I'm gonna go do something. Mm-hmm. And then like she's at the train station. All she has to do is literally get on the train, and she goes to her goal, and she backs out. She's like, no, I'm not doing that today, or no, I didn't want to risk it, or whatever.
Oh, so you're talking about it's actually that's funny. It's a train. You want to know they call it. I don't know if the phrase is missing the bus or missing the train. I don't think it matters. You missed.
It passed you by.
It passed you by.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Like she's missing her life, passing her by. You know, like, oh, there's opportunity.
Yeah, you watch the train go by.
Oh, I'm still here. Like, you know, it's like, okay, well, that was your fault. Like, you know, like.
So, like, I saw that, and I was just like, while I was writing it, I couldn't put the words on why, like, it resonated with me until, like, I really sat down to think about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's how I used to be. That's how life used to be for me. I'd be like, no, like, I don't need to. Or, like, we'll see.
While,
or, like,
while you have that thought in your head, I want to ask you a personal question about that.
Yeah.
When you were in that mindset, because you're not now, but when you were and you were thinking about that stuff and life is passing you by, you're missing trains, whatever, who did you blame? Did you blame yourself or situations?
I blame situations. I easily blame situations. I was just like, oh, life's like this. It was because most of the time I spent escaping.
So now what do you do?
Whenever it's something, like I do not necessarily blame myself more, I just catch myself being like, hey.
But you take accountability.
I do take accountability by far. You want to know the funny thing? You want to know why what was the moment?
Golden nugget.
It's just like, and that'll be $20 for therapy. I'm like, it was 2 minutes.
I just saved him like $5,000 right there, just like in like 30 seconds.
The funny thing is, at my college, they actually had therapy for $5.
If you don't.
But the thing is, like,
let's talk about therapy. Let's talk about therapy.
They were in psychology course or whatever, and most of the time, I spent most of the time therapying myself because I'll be like, oh yeah, this was bugging me, but this is why it's bugging me.
But that's a tactic they use. You know that, right?
They'll
ask you questions. They'll tell you to have certain ways. They'll have you think a certain way or try techniques, so that way you're therapying yourself, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's kind of a cop out.
Yeah,
they're like, well, I can't help, so I'm just gonna tell you to do this and.
Because like
put a cookie cutter method on it, right?
Yeah.
Versus getting down to the root problem,
and which
is accountability.
Yeah, like I would get down to the root and then be like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
And you're like, "Okay, but what do I do now?"
I'm like,
because you're looking for guidance,
yeah,
more or less, right? From any time you go to a therapist, you're looking for guidance. I don't know what to do here. What do I do? And you're like, "Well, it depends." That would drive me more.
It's nuts. Just like so.
It would drive me more nuts.
What do you feel you need to do? Oh my gosh!
Like, well, I probably need to find a therapist because this is not like. And I get it. People can't tell you how to live your life, which is why when I give you advice or anyone else advice, I say like, look, this is what works for me. This is what I do. This is how I think. Mm-hmm. And if you like what my life looks like, probably a good idea to kind of mimic some of the stuff, or tweak it so it works for you.
Exactly. It's just like. Give somebody the tools to build what they need to build rather than just being like, hey, here's a spanking new house.
And show them how to use the tools.
Yeah.
Right? You can't, like, I give this analogy all the time. You give someone a hammer, well, here you go. I helped you.
What, am I Thor?
Okay, yeah, like, what do I do with this, right? Like, do I use this hand or this hand? Do I use the handle? Like, if you don't know what a hammer is, or you've never seen what it's used for, you don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing, like, with anything. Like, here's a shiny new job, right?
You're just like, so how do I not
do I not get fired? How do I communicate with people I don't like? How do I, this and that? And here's all this money. What do I do with this? Like, it's just like I know I could buy stuff, but like I can buy a lot of stuff with this and then have none of it. Like so like what do you do?
Like help develop and cultivate it so they understand it.
Stuff for nothing, and we talked about this is
It's
It
a
makes it
recipe
worse.
for disaster.
It makes it
Exactly.
worse. Yeah.
So, but if therapy works
That's
for
our
you,
opinion
fair
on
enough.
therapy.
This is just our experience with therapy.
Well, a lot of times too, people do therapy because they don't have anyone to just talk to,
Yeah,
which sucks. It does. Like that. In being alone is probably worse than being alone is worse than having cancer, in my opinion. Okay, because you can have cancer and have a ton of people around you, and it does help. It makes things, not I would say easy because I've never had cancer, but for me, I'm putting myself again. I'm thinking if it was me,
it helps to alleviate a little.
And
bit.
I was around people that I love and all that, and I'm like, yeah, I got limited time now, but at least it's quality time versus just here.
Yeah.
Versus like having no one but being alone and that's horrible. That's like torture.
Having everything in the world but having nobody, it's just
yeah. For like, there's this thing I saw
Brady?
like we're going to when we're going to Japan. Mm-hmm. So I get a bunch of feeds of like different places to travel, and there's this one that I got like I think it was for like it was an ad on Instagram, and it was for obviously like some kind of dating site or something like that, or it's like social networking or something.
Okay.
And it was like the worst thing you can do is experience things by yourself. So it was like almost like a travel social media thing.
Sort of thing,
you can
yeah.
meet up with people, like if you don't have friends to travel with or something, or you don't have a family, unfortunately, or whatever it may be.
You can just travel.
You can travel with them.
Yeah.
And like you can share the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So they alluded like, oh, if you see this is like an example, it's not what they showed, but like you see Mount Fuji, it's like, wow, right? And then you go, you don't share it with, if you don't share the experience, it's almost, and some people will be like, that's BS. I could do everything by myself and I love it. And it's okay, cool. Mm-hmm. But eventually you're going to be like, okay, I'm tired of being alone.
Yeah. And I exactly resonate with that because like, again, I took a day trip to Kobe.
Okay.
One of my favorite days, because I woke up in the morning and asked my buddy, I'm like, hey, do you want to go to Kobe? He's like, I am jet lagged. I just want to stay in Osaka. I'm like, fair enough. Went to Kobe. I got lost in the mountains, traveled everywhere, saw everything. I'm like, it was such a fun day. Mm-hmm. But it would have been nice to like actually have, but if that was me the whole trip, I would have lost it a little bit. Having my buddy there definitely made it so much easier at times. Of course, there was some pushback every once in a while. He's like, I want to eat everything. I'm like, I want to do everything. He's like, well, so trying to figure that out. At times.
Navigating different personalities. That's life. That's never going to change.
But still, like there was still so many funny moments that happened because of that. Like heck, my buddy, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's so funny. He finally learned how to ride a bike in Japan, and because I was there.
That's a cool memory, right?
Yeah, like
see, but if you're sharing that.
Yeah, because literally, like I have the video too. Like imagine how jealous you'd have to be. It's like, oh, how'd you learn how to ride a bike?
He rode a bike in Japan. He learned how to ride it. But he was there by himself.
Then it would just be like,
I rode a bike, and it's like, okay, you're excited, and then, oh, I'm sad because there's no one to like.
There's no one to be like.
No one
to hype you up and everything like that.
Like it sounds like, wow, what are you, a child? You need someone to like, oh, good job. Like, yeah, everyone needs it. Like,
you need a little bit of like praise every once in a while, or like not acceptance. What's the word I'm looking for?
No, praise. It's praise. Yeah, you need someone to tell you, hey, you're doing good, without being like, am I doing good? Am I doing good? Am I doing good? Am I doing good? Mm-hmm. Right? And if
it's a little bit of validation.
Yeah.
Because I'm low key kind of jealous because it's just like, oh, most kids like, where'd you learn to ride a bike? It's just like, oh, it's like it's like, oh yeah, I just rode it down the driveway or whatever. Yeah. My friend learned how to ride a bike in Japan with one of his best buddies, and at night in front of Osaka Castle. I'm like, damn.
If he doesn't have a picture of that.
We have video. I have video of it. I'll see if I'll dig it up somewhere.
You gotta freeze frame it, dude, and like print it out for him and be like.
It was and then so
put on the bottom, cool. put on the frame because you taught him. Be like, who's your daddy?
Oh no! Oh my gosh! But that was like so funny and cool. But it's just like the only reason I went to Japan is because again the channel and because taking that step, taking that accountability, and figuring out like why, like actually live life and like. As I said, the funniest and craziest reason is because of a YouTube video is what caused it. Is what kind of shifted that perspective, and I kind of like woke up finally.
See, and keep in mind, we're talking about life now and this stuff, and it started with talking about writing a script, right? So that's when you get to circle back to it, that's what you get good content from.
Yeah.
Right? Real life, real stories, real emotions. So this like methodology of like this cookie cutter stuff, people feel it now.
Yeah.
They're like, it's a money grab.
They're just doing it. It's a sequel.
They need to spend something for tax purposes or right. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and then you get original content. Like, you know, even though, and not to cut you off, I know, like, you know, what you were experiencing there is life. Mm-hmm. So, that's why we gravitate towards anime and other media, right? That gives us a piece of that life in a entertaining and semi-fictional way.
That's why I have slice of life animes.
Exactly.
Because like even though mecha, you're like, oh wait, it's mecha, it's unbelievable, like it's this huge giant robot. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, it's just like, well, it's a war story. It's political. Like there's a lot of like.
Have you seen Iron Blooded Orphans?
No.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Heard of it?
Okay. Well, I turned you on the Gundam Wing, and you're like, dang, that scene where he's Buster Canning, you know.
Oh my gosh, it's so good, dude. I found a Gundam Wing mecha like figure. It was like $300, but I was like, oh, I would totally like, if I had more disposable income.
Because of the resonation of life, right? Otherwise, you look at it and go, oh, Power Rangers, okay. Like, you know, like whatever.
Don't get me started on Power Ranger. I can go down a whole rabbit hole.
Power Rangers could be awesome.
Power Rangers is awesome.
If it went a little dark.
Oh, of course.
Like, if it went a little dark, it'd be like,
have you watched Go-Go Loser Ranger?
No.
So basically, it's kind of like that. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing Power Rangers, except a lot darker. The Power Rangers are the villain, and the villain's the good guy. Because they're like, oh yeah, like, I'll tell you what happens like in the first episode. Basically.
Power Rangers? Not good. Sorry. Yeah. I gotta get it out of my head.
Get it.
Power Rangers should be the Batman of Japan.
Power Rangers
instead of one Dark Knight, you have multiple, I guess, Dark Ninjas. They're still fighting for good, and they have all these special, unique abilities and all that stuff, but they're not there to arrest the bad guy.
Oh, okay. Would you say you want more Power Rangers to go more in the archetype of the White Ranger? Because think about it.
I don't know enough about.
Because think about it. Most of the time, the White Ranger is usually like the brooding, edgy one that's like, I'm going to kill somebody. Like Tommy, when you first get introduced to him in Mighty Morphin.
Okay.
He's like the bad guy and then he becomes good, but he's still like, I'm still going to kick their butts. I'm soloing everybody. It seems like he's fine with killing. Again, I haven't watched Mighty Morphin completely. It's just, that's what comes to mind. Like, because all I have is Dino Thunder. And SPD, Mystic Force, Ninja Storm.
Okay, anyways. See that's
But it seems like the White Ranger is always like the edgier one. So it's just like you want more Power Rangers to go into that archetype.
Maybe. I don't know enough about the whole franchise.
Okay.
I watched it when I was really little. I had a Power Ranger, Red Ranger onesie, and that was it.
I actually did a whole project on well, not a whole project on Power Rangers, but like a project in college about Power Rangers. Like I still have the PowerPoint somewhere.
If they were to de-cheese it. That's what I'm at. I guess that's what I'm personally asking for as like an audience goer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could sit there as a full-grown adult without my kids and watch something that's so colorful, bouncy. You know what I mean? Like,
I think if you watch Mighty Morphin, you'd be like, I could see her because of nostalgia. But like, if you watch the new one, you'd be like, okay, this I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I totally gone back to Power Rangers to watch as a kid. Cringy, hard to watch, but I'm just like, but the nostalgia hit. Just every once in a while, you just get that dopamine. You're like, I remember that.
Yeah, it could be really good.
But so
we were talking about something else.
But Go-Go Loser Ranger, the first episode, like, it reveals like, oh yeah, the Power Rangers, the weekly villains, they just not manufacture them, they just have them on repeat because they have the villains enslaved. So you're like, oh wait, no, you're our slave. We're just going to use you every week to fight, to gain our publicity. And that's it. You're just stuck in this perpetual cycle of you fight, you lose.
And the Rangers are enslaving them?
Yeah.
See, that sounds more... Because here's the thing. Policing is supposed to enforce rules and laws. So the Power Rangers are technically, universal police, kind of?
Yeah.
In a way?
Or like vigilante. Yeah, teetering the line of like police vigilantes.
Okay.
Like...
So like they are kind of like Batman then.
Yeah, kind of like they're inserting themselves as like the Justice League of the world.
Okay, so then with that, it's not like Spider-Man here. With that power comes the responsibility, right? Which they're not perfect. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna over police. They're gonna wrongfully do something to somebody.
This is just Power Rangers SPD, but yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it would have to be like it'd have to be a whole different like Ranger franchise. I wouldn't even call it Power Rangers because the word power gives it kind of like that kiddish vibe.
To some degree,
I'm talking about like the whole branding and marketing thing, I guess. Because that's how my brain works. But like, it would be like just Rangers, right? Just call them Rangers, and give them all the same abilities, but make it where it's like obviously the tech would probably be some foreign alien tech, right? Because there's nothing that we have here that I know of, obviously that we have, but something like that. You know what I mean? And then like
we have mecha.
Like, you know, these Rangers are given the ability to. It always involves space and like different. Because like, you know what I mean? Like
because there's Mighty Morphin.
Even then, I'd be like, like I don't know.
Yeah, because Mighty Morphin goes into space. Then there's Time Force. There's Neo.
Yeah.
Mystic Force was out of left field though. That was like medieval period kind of stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mystic Force, Jungle Fury. That one was more like kind of ancient tradition, kind of like martial arts. Which, oh my gosh, my brain is now just playing all the openings in my head right now.
I guess you said what I mean. Like I'm not involved in it enough to write or even think of like for Godzilla, for Gundam, for Naruto, for all that. I could talk deep about all those, Dragon Ball, right? About like. This is where I think this can go because I know this one piece of information that I saw way back in the day that would be like dope, right?
Yeah.
But like, for Rangers, I would have to see like a whole for me as an audience. Like again, just watching it, it would have to be a whole new like concept of what they are.
Yeah, and you have to do it right
which means the whole fan base would be like, "That's stupid,"
and then you're just like, because that's what happened with the live actions. Kind of, they wanted to go darker, realistic, but. It just didn't come across right. I haven't watched the movies, but most people thought it was.
Even if they take away like their power suits and all that, like maybe it's not power suits, maybe it's more like amplified
abilities,
animatronic like pieces. Like maybe their gun is just a Glock 19. We're gonna get canceled now. You know what I mean? Blood be out if you have to, do. To be honest, because I don't want to like people in the GUNs are like really bad. But like if it's just like that, you know what I mean? But with like maybe a special caliber round in it or something like that, like something more realistic, right? With like, you know, the whole helmet thing is just, it looks like a tactical helmet instead, and it's like visor is more like infrared and stuff like that, not like, I could see like they're like power, I don't know, just different.
Yeah, like I think at that point you'd have to like really diverge into like a new thing. Cause like the Power Ranger brand, I think is like too solidified into one thing to really like
Snake
bend
Eyes,
it a different way.
Snake Eyes, not Snake Eyes.
G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe hit Snake Eyes.
Sorry.
Yeah, Snake Eyes could pretty much be a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his suit, his look, all that, it looks like a Power Ranger, to be honest, like a Black Ranger.
Yeah.
But then the fan base would be like, but that's lame. Like, you know?
To some degree.
Because that's what I would think of, like, if they made Goku like I don't know, accountant or something. I'd be like, really? Goku? Never had a job in his life.
Even as a farmer, well, a farmer was actually pretty damn believable.
Actually, a live action Goku farmer I would be like, okay, at least they know what they're talking about. Like he did have a small job as a farmer at some point. And to be honest, with that much power and that much attention to what he can do, farmers just get passed by every day, right? And no one takes a second look at them.
Yeah.
So if he was anything other than that,
then he would have more eyes on him.
Who is this guy? You know, like, so. And I digress from that because that's a whole different
thing. But yeah, like movies nowadays, like it's just sequels, cash grabs. Nothing really feels like a passion project.
And that's what our gripes are, right?
Yeah,
that's what we're griping about. Yeah.
For the most part. And like as soon as you said like the Charlie Chaplin thing, like it's like it's
and the budgets
like it's real life with like crazy little things happening in between it. I don't know. Like when I saw the new Captain America movie with Falcon, I much preferred his suit in Winter Soldier than now.
It's funny you mentioned Winter Soldier because that's when I jumped off the Marvel wagon. After Winter Soldier, I was done with Marvel. What? Come on.
Yeah.
After Winter Soldier, I was done.
Did you see Guardians?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
1 and 2?
Yeah. They try to be funny too hard, man. Like, I hate forced comedy. I will say that I hate forced comedy.
How the hell are we friends? Kidding.
I hate it, dude. I'm like, you're trying to like make me laugh right now. It's not funny if it's not funny to me. Like,
Great. Now my brain is just like, how do I make you laugh?
You made me laugh a couple times.
That is true. A couple times.
Actually, it's pretty hard.
It's like
you have to actually be funny to me to make me laugh.
But how many? It's like how many swings and misses? I'm just kidding. Anyways, but like his suit in the Winter Soldier, it was like, oh, this is like a step up to where it's like, oh, like it kind of makes sense. It's like kind of believable.
The movements too.
Yeah,
like the way that he moved, like he was amplified. Right?
Yeah.
Not exaggerated, like with lights flashing, like he's invisible because he's so fast. But it's more like, shield, boom, 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 boom. Like he still had vulnerability, but he was just badass.
And then as soon as he like loses his wing too, when Bucky like rips it off, then it was just like, oh, okay, like he's grounded. Like, but then he goes back to his military training. Yeah. Like in this, I don't know if you care for spoilers for this new one.
I don't care about Marvel, dude. So.
Okay, yeah, spoilers for Brave New World if you haven't seen it. Ending scene. He fights. Falcon takes on the Red Hulk. So he takes on a Hulk by himself. He loses a wing, and at one point, that's how he wins because he just hits the wing into the guy because now he has the Wakanda vibranium absorption from Black Panther, where it's like if you get hit, it like stores the energy and they can implode it. Yeah, like he beats the Red Hulk 1-on-1. It was kind of creative, but there's so many gripes about that movie that I'm like, I don't know. The biggest thing was flight. Because in Winter Soldier, when he's flying and moving around, like, of course, he's not like a jet. He has some of those attributes, but except like his turns were a lot sharper. He mimicked a bird. Yeah. Of course, because he's Falcon, obviously. But I just preferred like that kind of rhythm of motion. This one, like, okay, it makes sense. He's been Falcon for years. He knows how to maneuver in different ways. He's refined all his movements. And
another thing too, you're using like the vibranium stuff.
Yeah. And nanotech.
Man, like you just like, come on. Like, Winter Soldier used the only special material was the shield.
Yeah,
which makes sense because it's such a rare metal. It's so rare that that's all of it on the planet, literally in that shield.
And then you still see like Cap get,
and then they find a mountain of it, like.
And now,
really?
Oh, now they have a whole celestial that is now adamantium. Yeah, so basically, like big behemoth kaiju.
Like I get the okay, we're going really off, but like that's what
Winter Soldier, Falcon, like it got these movements like really really good, and plus I liked his more stylized movement. It was exaggerated because of course now it's like a lot more refined, but it was so much more fun and thrilling.
Wait, Wonder Woman 1985, you liked it?
Oh, sorry, Wonder Woman. The original, not in 1985. Sorry.
You said I was like, those are the crappy ones.
Sorry. No, because
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
Wonder Woman.
Because in Brave New World, there's like a scene where there's like a dogfight at the end. Because it's like right now, Japan and the U.S. are fighting over the adamantium. So it's like there's a dogfight happening where some Japanese F-15s are trying to shoot down Falcon.
Why are they fighting? Why are the Japanese fighting over adamantium? Are they gonna make a Gundam?
Dun dun.
Because you know the Gundams are made of a special material.
Yes, Gundamium or whatever.
Gundanium alloy.
Yeah. I just love it. Slightly cheesy.
It comes from the moon.
Oh, that's where it comes from. I didn't know that part. But I love how I like had to hear like, oh, I'm gonna take a sip. And immediately starts talking. But yeah, they're fighting over adamantium and all that fun stuff. The villain was so underutilized. Anyways, I'll rant about that later.
Yeah.
But the dogfight, how Sam and the new Falcon, because Sam's Captain America now, how they were maneuvering, they were fighting more like jets than people in these suits, in my opinion. Of course, at the same time, they were busy trying to like distract them and like make sure not to harm the people in the F-15 because they wanted peace. But you just see like Sam and Falcon like banking. Every once in a while, they would like fully hit the brakes and then like change direction that they couldn't keep up. Yeah. But I think it might have been the camera work too. It felt so stale. Like a lot of it was like wide shots for the most part. And like every once in a while would have like a close up.
And when you keep this in mind too, they're not using a real camera anymore. A lot of it is done with virtual camera. Like it's a virtual frame inside the CGI environment.
Oh, because DaVinci has programs like that too, where you can manipulate the.
So like they do a lot of that, which
If used
You
correctly,
could see it. You could see it though. You know what I mean? Like you could tell like it's not being done by a camera operator.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at the original Jurassic Park movie, and look at what they're making now.
Another Jurassic World movie.
Which is not a bad thing, I would say, but it's also it's always what we come back to. It's the why.
Yeah.
Why? What's the purpose? Are you just? It's another money grab. It's another like they know.
And it's also cutting.
It's gonna make money even if it sucks.
And it's cutting corners too. It's just like, okay, well, we don't have to do this crazy cinematography if we could just manipulate it and all this like.
It's like copy and paste.
Copy and paste. It loses its charm and all that stuff. Because like. Again, that scene, I just watched the movie this week, and it's like bits and pieces are fading out. I've not seen Winter Soldier in years, and I can still remember like how it was. Sam should have died so many times in that movie. Do I have my microphone? Yes, I do. Okay, good. Because I took it off while we were like taking a break. I'm like, is this still here? There were so many times Sam should have died. So many times. And he's not a super soldier. Captain America, when in the Winter Soldier, gets shot a few times by Bucky, slows him down. He gets stabbed, not once, twice, and doesn't seem like it slows him down. Like literally, like shoulder and rib, not rib, but like liver side. It seems doesn't slow down. He's like, no, I'm fine. I'm just in a little bit of pain with some broken ribs. But he's walking like kind of like it didn't affect him. And I'm just like, we had super soldiers still struggling. Yeah. Sam is a normal ass dude. And he's just like, I'm gonna take all of this like if it's nothing. I'm just like make it an actual struggle. Like really have us be like, this is not Steve Rogers Captain America. This is Falcon, his own character. Yeah. And like that whole movie was a whole harp on Winter Soldier. It literally felt beat for beat, except worse.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's and we say all that, not to just bash on Marvel, but it's kind of industry wide. Yeah. Which is like even anime is feeling it because anime has become very mainstream now. We were talking about that and the effects that it was going to have on the previous episode, right? Yeah. And if you haven't watched those, post them up here and so they can link into it.
We have all of these wonderful things to select from. I know the thumbnails all look the same because I haven't worked on them, but anyways.
But that's what we're saying. Like, this is what you get when people stop caring about the creation of what they're doing and more about the outcome and the profitability. Like, and everyone's like, well, you have to make money or it's not going to happen. It's like, I don't think Toriyama created Dragon Ball back in the day because he was like, I need to be a multimillionaire. He was like, Dragon Ball was part of it was part of I don't remember exactly the comic it was a part of, the comic group. It got into Shonen Jump eventually. Yeah. Because it was popular, but it was in this like nothing, no name, like kind of like underground-ish little comic book collection. And then it started gaining traction. And then he started doing what he got to do. And just think about how much work. I mean, you're talking about hand-drawn animation back then. Like hundreds and thousands of images that he's just all day, every day.
Meticulous hours, just...
And it's like you, at some point, as a human being, you have to sit there and go,
why am I doing this?
Am I crazy? Or do I just love it that much? And he loved it that much. So that you get Dragon Ball. You get Naruto from stuff like that. You get franchises that could hold their own, right? Yeah. Like, I have this hero thing here because I do like to give Disney credit where credit is due. Baymax. But they also haven't done anything else after this.
Well, this was technically a Marvel IP first.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 came from Marvel.
Okay, well that's cool. See, but there are ways they can do it where it's good, right? This would be an awesome live action. Actually, like it's a child genius. The technology is realistic. It's magnetic. AI basically. Yep. Right.
Magnetic. Baymax. Sorry, I was thinking the nanobots, but that was
nanobots are magnetic. Huh? They are magnetic.
The nanobots?
Yeah, they come together with the.
Oh, sorry. You said AI.
Yeah, they have to be intelligent in their own way to be maneuvered and move around like that.
Oh, because I remember.
See, I'm already thinking of like, how do you make it realistic? I'm thinking of like, you can't just say like this is some magical force that they move around with, right? Unless he has a control module with him, or
Star Wars.
the Force, which is okay
like,
in its own right, right? In its environment. But if like, okay, here we go, perfect example, right? We're talking about why it doesn't work anymore, right? Or like what they're doing that we don't like, and what we're doing that they do like. That's what we're talking about. Because it has to be a sense of realism. There has to be a sense of like, this is fiction, but it's also entertaining me, and I know it's not possible in real life, but it's relatable, right?
Yeah.
And when you go the route of, you say the Winter Soldier, the Falcon movie that you
the new Captain America
movie, like it's like, okay, this is just too much, man. Like too much.
There were definitely moments that did shine. Like when you're like, oh, something that's like realistic.
Yeah.
One scene, it was literally end of the movie. It was Sam Wilson and then Joaquin Torres is the name of the new Falcon, Hispanic guy. I thought they were gonna kill him off. I was like, you got a Latino in there, and he immediately dies. I'm like, damn it, but he lives. And they're like talking. It's just like, yeah, like it's like guys like us. I'm like, I thought they were gonna do the whole message thing, being like, oh yeah, color, your background, your ethnicity, like playing into that and stuff. But there was one thing,
which is a whole topic in the real world right now too.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's different.
there was one scene where like Sam's like, being good enough isn't enough. And he's just like, because if I mess up, like if I'm not on point, people get hurt. This happens. And then Joaquin Torres, the line that he says, he's like, I know that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of responsibility. And I want that. I was there in the movie theater like, oh my gosh. What? Like, that was like the little cherry on top for me. Like, as in like a character, I'm like, that's so realistic. And it's like, hearing somebody say that, I'm just like, oh, like that hits, because like that's something that I like as well.
It's like you want responsibility.
Yeah, which is
I think
like
everyone does to an extent.
Yeah, but it's always just so insane where it's just like somebody going through that arc, because he was a bit cocky like at the beginning. It's like, oh yeah, I want to fly around and be Falcon, and then he almost dies, and then he's just like, it hits him. He's just like, now I get it. How I want to understand it more.
I think what you're talking about is having a code.
Yeah.
And like, it could be any code. Like, that's why I think even people respect good villains. Not good villains, every villain's bad, but like a villain that
sticks to
their code.
Like
Joker.
Doom. Oh, I was gonna say also Doom.
Doom, Joker.
Yeah.
Vader.
Oh.
Vader and Joker are probably, we could have a good debate about that. Who is a better villain? Vader or Joker? Because they both come from tragic backgrounds, which turn them into villains.
The question is, what is our limiter as well? Is it just the movies or also the comics? Because Vader in the comics, dude, holy, it is insane.
I would say just, based on what most people know.
Okay.
Joker, because Joker in the comics was pretty crazy too.
Yeah.
So the comics always give more context.
Which is insane. Like,
so writing always gives more context. Harry Potter, all these things, it always is better. Because you can't put that much information that our minds are creating with our imaginations into a 60-minute, 2-hour whatever movie. You can't. It's not possible. They try, and when they do try, that's when they fail. Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's go to good topic, but we gotta just keep it going. Like that could be a good one too. Like, let's talk about the best villains in the next one or something like that.
Okay, well,
yeah,
we'll put a sticky note in that one, because we've already been here for like an hour plus.
Another hour, yeah. But based on like what we're talking about today is pretty much what we like, what we don't like, and like, you know, there has to be a sense of realism. We mentioned like, you guys need to turn this thing off and go and actually do something, right? Like we talked about having possibly a segment on this called Anime in Real Life, or what was it?
Or
what was it called?
Bridging anime?
Bridging? No. Like where we do real life stuff. Like we try to do real life stuff animes are doing.
I'm trying to remember, because the funny thing is,
we could reenact the scene from Windbreakers.
Okay.
See?
Sorry. Okay, quick thing.
Realism.
When I was in Japan, I found this out after I came back from Japan.
See?
So in Shibuya, if anybody's in Japan and you have friends, do it. There is this bar in Shibuya at night. Of course, you can go around and relax, but have you ever just wanted to alleviate some tension between friends? Like really, just like really hands-on?
Okay.
There is a bar.
Fight bar?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
There is a fight bar in Japan. Oh my gosh. I was telling my friend, he's like, why did we do that?
But you see how excited you are? Like the energy level is like because it's real. It's like all this stuff that we're talking about comes from the original creators, which in my opinion, the creators in the past are better than the ones now. Like
because they had to pave the way a lot more.
People like us need to step up and like make a new content or something because these companies don't give a rip, dude. Like they don't care. Like they really don't.
Yeah, for the most part, it's just like we'll just shell out money.
It's just money.
Passion. That's the thing. As soon as something becomes mainstream, passion seems to die out. The only thing that I feel has ever kept really passion is like, well, I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while. Like X Games and skateboarding. That still feels like
real.
They really like care about it. Still passionate. Of course, money came into it.
Yeah,
but it still feels like so just like gritty. Formula One.
You can't fake skateboarding. You can't fake any of that.
No,
because they're literally in the air flipping. It's like, oh, are they gonna survive? Oh, they did.
Yeah,
like
just, and like as well as like the community. Like you see, like people hit like when the first guy hit 900s. Everybody instead of being for the most part jealous. Maybe they were a little jealous because of course you're competitive. You're like, it wasn't you. But you're like, dude, you did that. Like it's this like amazing feeling.
It's an accomplishment in reality. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. All this is great, but you like. Things that it comes from the good stuff comes from things that actually exist.
Yeah, and actually like
ninjas actually existed, right? This mecha, I think the robotic stuff, the mechas are such a big deal because engineering is real life engineering
is trying.
Which I have a lot of friends that work for government contractors. That's all I'm gonna say, right? And they could potentially work on stuff like this.
We're getting Iron Man 2,
right? Like it's like. That's what makes it good. When it's over the top, overblown, like the one you just mentioned, that's when it's like, okay, that doesn't, at least for us, doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe their data for this next generation says different, which would be sad. Because that's why they're like, you guys are like this all the time.
Dude, leaving the house, I almost ran into a kid because they were like just standing in the middle of the hallway with their iPad. And I'm just like, excuse me.
Yeah.
And they're just like, Yeah. And it wasn't like a 5-year-old. It was like easy, like at least like 13, 14.
And that's, again,
I would admit, I guess
circle. We were talking about circles earlier, right?
Yeah.
Everything's a cycle. That's why me and Brandon, if we haven't mentioned before, we are mentors to young men, right? Middle schoolers, kids growing up, whatever. And we don't tell them how to live their lives. We don't tell them what to do. We tell them how to do.
For the most part,
right? Every once
in a while, you do have to yell at them and say you're being stupid. Like for example, like if one is at a soccer game and then he's like 2 foot him, go for the legs. There's times I've had to yell at my kid and say, "Shut up, we're not doing that. Are you really that smart? Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. If you get sent off for a red card for trying to snap a person's leg, good job. Now, as soon as you get up, you're gonna try to eat a fist from the opposing team. I'm like, just think about it.
Teaching lessons.
Yeah, there's times where you definitely just have to like. Definitely give them the rod, not actually hitting them, but like telling them like just straight up like this is stupid, like knock it off. We're not doing this.
This is the line.
Yeah.
And you crossed it, so we're pulling you back now. And there's no discussion here.
No, it's you. Yeah. Like you got it.
Yeah. And that's what, in my opinion, because I got two. I have a kid and I have another one on the way, so I got some credibility here. You have to have a boundary. And a lot of people think that doesn't exist no more. Even in society nowadays. Like, oh, it's whatever you want. It's whatever you think. Right?
Yeah.
So, you want to go the extreme route. So, you're telling me if I'm born like Joker, that's okay? Exactly. Which, no one is born like that. They're taught to be like that.
You evolution, but sorry, I went straight to vein. Even then, it's you have a responsibility.
They might not remember being molded into that form, right? When you're born and you're kicking and screaming, that's not how. I don't know. It's like well, that's all philosophy and stuff now, right? Yeah. But like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that you're born and you're like, oh, there's just all this stuff wrong with you. Maybe physically, maybe there's some other stuff, but
a healthy mix of nurture and nature.
You could. There are techniques and things that you can do to help yourself get better and do things. So it all comes. That's why I say it. One of the things I've told you, I tell the kids I mentor, it's always your fault. Even if you get rear-ended at a stoplight, it's your fault. It's your fault. Why? Because that person's going to come out and give you 1,000 excuses as to what happened in that situation. So what are you going to do? You're going to take all their excuses. Oh yeah, blah, 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 whatever. But there's still a problem that has to get solved.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take on the responsibility, you take the fault, and you get that thing done, you no longer have an issue for more than a week or two. But if you don't take the fault and you don't take the responsibility to fix that, it's never gonna get resolved, right? You're gonna go around in circles with this other person.
I think a better way to phrase what you said is, it's not your fault, it's your responsibility or your duty. Because when you say like, oh, it's your fault, like it's like, oh, you were the cause of it.
No. People think that fault has cause. It doesn't.
Really?
Nope. Huh. Everything is your fault. Everything good that happens to you is your fault.
Oh, because it's yeah.
So now, if fault is negative, how come I just said that? If everything good that happens to you is your fault, now you can't say that fault is a negative word, because it's not. That's just how we use it.
See, so we're back in therapy. the amount of times I've been in therapy with him today, goodness gracious, I'm just like, yes, childhood trauma, now I'm remembering.
Yeah. So everything good that happens to you is your fault. Everything bad that happens to you is also your fault. And yes, I get it. It's like, oh, you can't say that, because if I'm literally sitting there and some guy just comes up to me and clocks me, or my parent comes up to me and clocks me for no reason because they're on something, that's my fault. It's like, yeah, it's your fault because you're still in that situation. Get yourself out of the situation. I'm 10 years old. Think about how to get yourself out. You could get out of the situation in 10 years old if you really want to. It involves police and stuff, but you could.
To some degree, yeah.
So it's called extreme accountability.
Okay.
If you don't have money, it's your fault.
That is true.
It's a hard pill to swallow. It really is. It is. I'm not saying I do it and I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. I do it and I'm like, this is. But if this is what I want to get resolved or what I want to do, then I need to take care of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I run a business, right? And there's hundreds of times where things don't get done and it is not my fault. It is the client's fault. I've told them 1,000,000 times, send me this, send me this, send me this, send me this. Okay, never gets done. Why isn't this finished? Because you never sent me the stuff we required. But what am I doing? It's my fault because I actually didn't get it from them. What could I have done? What could Ryan have done better
in order to
get that done? Instead of calling them or emailing them, I know where their office is. I could have just drove over there with the flash drive and been like, knock, knock. Hey. Oh yeah, we're working on it. Well, let me help you work on it faster.
There you go.
I'm done. I'm out. Bye.
Yep.
Right? Now my problem's done. I took the fault to fix that. So you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
I'm not literally saying everything is physically your fault. I'm just saying mentally you need to build that structure. Okay. I mean, at least that's what works for me. Okay.
Yeah. I get exactly what you're saying. It just fits better in my brain, changing out the word fault for responsibility. Like, it's exactly the same thing you have. It's just my brain, I like switching that word. That's it. Like, I agree on all the points. It's just switching that word. That's it.
Yeah. And I think you do that, I think. we're not therapists here, but obviously friends will talk. Friends talk. That's the point of having friends. If you don't talk to your friends, they're not your friends. If you just go and have fun with people, they're buddies.
See, this is what the homies are for. Not just going to a bar in Japan and beating the crap out of each other.
Which would be fun.
It would be so... I called my friend up last night by accident on Discord. I told him, like, dude, we missed that. He's like, dude, when we're taking our other friend, we're taking John, we're doing that. Like, when we go to Japan, like, we're going straight in. I'm like, I might get my butt whooped because both of you guys are black belts in karate, but I'll give you one hell of a fight. Even though it's punching and not kicking, but still, I'm just like... there's something just so alleviated about it. It's not like, oh, I want to hurt my friends. I'm just like, this is just funny.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think it depends. Fighting, that's why they call it martial arts. It's an art form. Can you be artistic when you're getting punched in the face? Like, who was it that said it? Mike Tyson, I think. He goes, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can stick to your artistic style, right, of how you move your body into someone else's body, you're having them dance your dance, right? But if not, you got to know how to survive, right?
It reminds me of that fight where Muhammad Ali's like up against the ropes and the guy's like just throwing like all these punches. He's just dodging the whole time,
and you're literally following my head, bro. And I'm like, oh here, oh, okay, no this way, oh here, like, and it's like, that's an art form. right? Like Mayweather, he's good at it too. Very good. He can. I think I've seen him get hit hard maybe 3 times in his entire career, and they weren't really like clean connections. They were just like, oh, whoa, he got a little surprised. Like that was a fast punch.
Like a defensive
how often
artist.
is that going to happen?
Sure.
That was like everything they had, you know. So, yeah, so the art form of that is why I think people gravitate towards it, right? Like Bruce Lee made it super popular,
very popular,
right? And then
when it popped into cinemas, it was like, oh, this is something new. This is something like that you could try to achieve.
Something real.
Yep.
Became entertainment. And then now they have these foreign movies like Monkey King or whatever that are super cheesy, right? Which it's in its own right, it's a decent movie. But what happened when what happened? We went from Enter the Dragon to that, you know?
Right.
Like there's a big disconnect there. Like they went, oh, okay, so people want to see fights, jumping, and flipping. So then they make this other movie. Like I don't really like the Monkey King movie. I think it's a little cheesy, but like that's what we're talking about here today, right? So moving into like real things and why they matter and how it relates to what we're talking about here.
Yeah,
you know, in this stuff. You have a cool new hobby.
I do have a cool new hobby,
which is really, let's talk about it.
Which I've been doing it for a hot minute. But I have decided to embrace my inner, I don't know, Englishman? I don't know who
your inner hunter, dude.
My inner hunter. I've taken up archery, dude.
Yeah.
So much fun. Like, and the thing is, it's just like, when I first went.
I don't care what anyone says. A bow with arrows is for hunting. Right? It's a sport now. Yeah. It's technique and all that. But this came so you could feed your family. And in my opinion, I think every man should know how to hunt.
That's why
food.
That's why we get sent to the grocery store. The wife is like, "Go get food." It's like, yes,
pretty much our hunting now. Yeah, it's pathetic.
Oh my gosh, I remember seeing this one meme. It was like Thanksgiving. It was just like my wife told me go get the turkey. It's like, yes, I do.
Look at easily. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off, but like how easily men are entertained. Stick with feather.
Stick. Cool. Stick. Go fast. I shoot stick.
Stick with feather. Fun.
Stick in wall.
Ooh, pointy make. Pointy make better.
But there's something so satisfying about just seeing go, dude. Okay, so there's 2 different types of arrows. I have
the fact that you're like
ones.
So into this, dude. It just shows like that's your people don't want to hear it, but that's your killer instinct. That's what we were designed to do. Provide for our families however we need to.
Very much so. And it's just like those ones have featherings or fletchings. I forget what these ones are called, but these ones are more for compound bows. I'll be honest. I went to a place. I'm like, hey, I just got into archery. Can you help me? And they were like, yeah, we know what to do. I'll be honest. They were spouting nothing but BS and totally upsold me on these. These I actually got from a friend for free. But
hey, archery anime would be pretty cool,
dude. Because you
see
it so many times, especially in like war films. You see it just like recreational in Japan as well with how they make them. That would actually be pretty fun. But I think it would have to more follow maybe like wartime. Because like if it was like somebody like shooting archery competitively, I don't see much appeal in that. But if it was just like following an archer during wartime, because samurais for the most part, if I remember correctly, they were more horseback archers rather than like fighting. I could be wrong. We'll double check. If I am wrong, I will animate an egg on my face. But making more work for myself. But it's so much fun and it's so alleviating because it's like you're out in nature. Where I go shoot, I do not get cell reception. So for the most part, I just leave my phone in my car and my bag, and I'm out there for like just 2 hours, just shooting away, talking to people. Every once in a while, like I'll stand at the line with the targets, and you just get complete.
That was like a big thunk.
That sounded like a vase, or like those heavy pots they have outside,
or like the pile of stuff I have out there.
Maybe
something fell. I'm just hoping Ari's not out there.
Hopefully not.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't hear crying or yelling.
Yeah. I'll just text Brittany.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna ask our eyes outside. But it's just so relaxed. Like every once in a while, like I'll just sit I'll just pause and I'll look up at the trees. You have hawks flying around, and it's just there's something just so like calming about it. Plus, at the same time, you're not necessarily competing with anybody but yourself if you want to. You're just getting used to a new skill and just. It probably is that bit of like instinct where I'm just like, oh, I like shooting it because.
Yeah.
But there's something so satisfying about seeing it fly, hitting your mark, and just adjusting every little once in a while. But these are more recreational. The one I just handed Ryan, that one's more for compact bows and 3D shooting. So these tips they're fine. It will penetrate. But not that deep. That's what she said. Anyways. Just the look, the slow little crack of a smile and the look over.
What you're saying is the black one penetrates deeper? What? It is black.
But those ones are made more for 3D shooting. So what 3D shooting is, basically, if I remember correctly, I haven't done much of it. They'll take 3D models of animals, and they are pretty hard to get the arrow stuck into it. So those
my Neanderthal brain wants to go like poke into.
Dude, right now I literally am just like what if we just stick it? Like it was so sad. It's because again it's drywall, and it would just be like the perfect little hole if you just go. No intrusive thoughts. The amount of times I have intrusive thoughts while shooting to be like, what if I just shoot, not straight up, I'm not that stupid, but like how far could I send an arrow if I just launched it? Like, come on, you have a bow and arrow, you want to see how far that sucker can fly.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to, I could take you places. Well, maybe we'll record it and we'll put it on the episode.
That would be so much fun.
Just going to give my spots away.
But it's just a new thing that I've enjoyed picking up. And as well, you see it so many times in movies, TV shows, especially like medieval times. You just see like the hail, a barrage of archers. Or
just thinking of like how like insane the engineering is behind this because it's so perfect, dude.
Yeah,
there's like every square inch of it is like perfect, and I'm sure there's higher quality ones than this.
Oh, for sure, because like, you also have to keep in mind the spine when it comes to like the draw strength.
Like they flex too, right? When they fly, they kind of like
they
a little bit.
They wiggle. So when you launch it out, it's not straight out. So when you put it onto here, obviously you see the different colored fletching on the arrow. So where the feathers are. What that means is that when you point away from the bow, so that when it goes through, if you can see that, the arrow, the feathers don't get caught into the bow itself. It'll pass through it. Because if you have it other ways, it's going to rub against, it's going to ruin the fletching. Archery nerds, if I'm getting this stuff wrong, put it down in the comments below. I would have more than fun to talk to you. Because that would be so much fun.
That's super cool, dude. That's a super cool hobby. I'm definitely going to get into it too with you.
Oh, for sure.
I want to do that. This is because I've been, we're talking about doing things in real life. And like I have lots of hobbies.
Yeah.
Cars,
camping.
I'm very outdoorsy. But with 2 kids, it's hard to load up the entire vehicle. Oh, and then I love cars and all that, so we're gonna get a truck soon. And I'm just like, okay, but it's a lot of effort, a lot of work to take kids camping. Yeah. Right. Even though it's good for them, and it's it's a lot easier than, let's say, going on like to Japan. Yeah. I still want to be able to do things like, okay, I have an hour or two Saturday morning. Let's go, right? This is one of those things. Me and, Brittany, who is my wife, just went bowling last night, right? And it's like, I'm at that point now where it's like, really? This is my entertainment, like bowling. Right? And it's like, but it makes, like, I'm looking around and there's like older couples there. They're all have their little bags and they're bowling. It's cool, like,
But think, Uber mind. Big ball, go fast. Yeah, things go down. Yeah,
you literally take rock and throw at other rock and knock. That's really what it is. That's what these games are. Like it's like we're so like deprived of being out where we're supposed to be, like in nature, that we're like, we need to invent something or we're gonna go crazy. Yeah. To like do with our hands, right? Because you could literally survive now by just sitting there and doing this all day. You could, and then watching TV, and then crawl to the bathroom and then crawl to the bed and go to sleep and do it every day, and you'll die doing that, but like you essentially don't need to go outside anymore, which is ridiculous.
It is insanity, I tell you. Insanity.
is,
Oh wait, I thought the mic was up there. I forgot the mic's here.
But yeah, so like I love, I'm a former baseball player, so I like, and I say former because I will not say I am a baseball player right now, because if I try to slide, I'd probably go to the hospital.
He throws 80 poo.
I could probably throw like one strike and then my arm will fall off. But yeah, dude, like I like to like go swing the bat, right? I have a nice Mizuno wood bat that I have, custom tape on it that I did, and I still swing it. And I'm like, oh, I like the way this feels, right? So then I'll go to the batting cages or whatever. But like again, there's like no one does it anymore. So the only cages that are worth it are in Simi Valley.
Yeah.
Right? And we're in the San Fernando Valley.
Which
so
is
it's like
fun drive going all the way up there.
Yeah.
Dude, when you get older and you realize gas, you're just like, you think about it, like, I have to fill this back up. Is this worth it?
Yeah.
There's so many times I have thought that.
Yeah, man. But so
honestly, like, yeah.
That's what I want to start doing, is like stuff like that. So you have a really cool hobby.
Yeah.
I definitely want to start doing this. I've thought of like golf, because like, okay, I could get out in nature and do stuff, and I'm like,
but golfing, like going to the
like,
golf course,
yeah.
having to wait, the entrance fee and all that.
Yeah.
Driving ranges are fun though. Just get whack it.
Yeah. With that, you could do that too. Like, and like, obviously, you want more than one hobby, right?
Yeah.
Like me and Brittany like to build stuff. Like we have model kits that we haven't built yet, but we want to build like those. You can fly planes, like drones and stuff like that.
Oh, that stuff.
And Joel, one of the boys that I mentor,
Yeah.
He's already learned how to build his own drones.
Really?
Like from scratch.
Damn, that's actually pretty good from it.
Those are little like other types of hobbies I'm trying to say. And like all these things are just to say like we love our anime, we love our media content and all that stuff too. But I always, and this is just me, maybe it was you too, I would watch something and then go out and try to do it.
Yeah.
Like especially Goku, man. I don't know. If it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z, I would not have gone into martial arts. Ever. So it's like, but now it almost seems like people want to be entertained and see this stuff and then constantly be fed it without actually doing it.
Yeah, like,
and that's a big difference.
And that's the pitfall I fell into for a long time. Like I used to watch Let's Players for video games. It's just like, oh, why play the video game if I could just watch somebody play it? I don't have to spend money, enjoy it, and stuff like that. And like, reaching back around to like a different point, it's still funny. The video that got me, that kind of woke me up to do things. I'll be honest. I mentioned Trash Taste. I mentioned Giga. I mentioned CDawg VA. I enjoy their content because I relate to Giga a lot. And of course, I'm a slight CDawg VA, as the kids will say, glazer. Kind of like always being like, oh, I love their stuff. Hell, I'm wearing his merch. Is because one video of his that I watched is the moment where I was like, oh, wait, I want to try that. And it was the stupidest video ever. He used to do this series years ago called like certain dollar amount cosplay. I think it was like $60 cosplay.
Yeah.
So he would just buy a whole variety of cosplays and like try them on, have his friend rate it, and he'd just he'd just have fun wearing them. And that video, I'm like, wait, I want to do that. I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I'm like, why am I not doing that? Why am I not trying that? And that's what kicked off everything, where I'm like, yeah, why am I sitting at a screen and not trying this? Why am I living life vicariously, if that's the right word, through them? Yeah. It's like, it's my,
just get up and do it.
It's my life.
You might not be perfect at it when you start.
Yeah.
Everything is practice, and that's something that like you learn with sports, right? That's one thing. Sports have a lot of drawbacks too. Like there's a lot of negative with sports too.
There can be, yeah.
But the majority of it teaches you lessons that like life's gonna have to teach you anyway. Like you're not always gonna be the best. You're not always gonna get what you want. You're gonna have to try if you want it, right?
Yep.
You're gonna and practice.
And that you
practice every, like you're not gonna pick up a camera and be like, I'm so good at this. You're not gonna get in a car and start driving it and be like, I'm perfect. I know all the rules. You have to practice everything.
You have to try, you have to fail.
Like you think like I'm practicing being a parent. I'm never gonna stop practicing being a parent because like
you're always gonna be a parent.
I was not a parent and she came into the world and I was like,
I know what I'm doing.
I'm lower than a rookie right now. I would say I'm a good rookie at this point, like at being a parent. I'm not even intermediate yet. So like it's just that's like the whole point of this episode, and we got probably have to wrap it up right now.
Yeah.
But like, is enjoy the media content, but be
aware,
critical of what you watch, right?
Yeah.
Be critical, just like we are. We don't like everything that gets thrown out there.
Mm-mm.
We don't like everything that's produced. And it's because there's a specific reason for it, right? And my reason is it has to relate to reality somehow.
Yeah.
So that's my ending comment.
And for me to give my ending comment, I like a movie that lets you imagine, but lets you see in a way that's like, but what if? Like making you think like, again, like Falcon flying through the sky. I'm like, dude, skydiving would be cool. Skydiving would be fun. Like something like
That's
that. Or squirrel shooting. You're like, it's something you want to try. Like hell, even the third Sonic movie, I went home, booted up my old GameCube. I'm like, oh, I want to re-experience this. I want to play. I like a movie that challenges you in some way to push you forward.
Yeah.
And that's what we, well, I can say for myself. I hope that's what we can do with this podcast or any content that we keep putting out for you guys. It's like, as much as we do enjoy having your company, don't get us wrong, but it's like, as we've been harping this whole episode, get out, you filthy degenerates. Go outside, take a shower, stop playing League of Legends. Actually, now that I think about it,
even if you're into like you know, even if you're into the MMORPG stuff and like you love like the medieval times thing.
Yeah.
I was at a park near here, and they had a whole medieval times fair,
LARPing,
and they're fighting each other with like tournament style. I'm like, bro, if I was that age, I would be in there right now.
I did that in college.
I'm like, I want a sword fight. Like,
dude, in college, I did that.
That's still better than just like vegetating and being like, what do I do now?
Dude, go
do something.
Have your main character
Even
arc.
if it's not cool to other people, like do it.
Yeah, at the same time, it's just like, okay, if you suck at one thing, you try another thing. You might, like, for example, if you try tennis, you're not Serena Williams, you suck, so be it. You go to medieval
pickleball.
Okay, old geezer. It's just like, okay, if you medieval fighting, if that's your jam, have your main character moment.
Yeah.
It is literally your life. You can either be a main character in your own story, or you'll be the side character that gets relegated to nothing.
In someone else's story, yeah.
Exactly. So go, live life. That is all we can say from this dumpy little garage in the San Fernando Valley. You just say my line. If I say your line, you just say my line.
See, we're never going to get that right. It's always been wrong. I'm Ryan. He's Brandon.
And this has been Bridging Otacos. Have a good night, everybody. Go do something and let us know what you do exactly. Like, put it down in the comments below. We would be more than happy to hear.
Like, comment, subscribe.
All that
Let us know what you're thinking. And in the ending of Ready Player One, the only place you could get a good burger is in the real world.
Oof! Now's the fun part. I gotta like switch these endings to like match up this part. But yeah.
Yeah, we did.